This is analog and digital communication systems. The paper code is EC501. Total number of contact hour is 36. The contact per week is 3 lectures, and the credit is also 3. Myself, Dr. Indranath Sarkar, Associate Professor, Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering at JS College of Engineering. Welcome to Analog and Digital Communication. This is Module 5, Digital Modulation Techniques. There are 5 course outcomes of this subject. The first one deals with, it explains the importance of analog and digital communication. That is the modulation and demodulation schemes. In this case, we are very much interested to grow the knowledge of the student towards the basic definitions of the modulation and demodulation part. The second course outcome deals with the analyze analog communication system for their signal to noise ratio, efficiency and bandwidth, because whenever students are dealing with the signals, they are very much interested to know about its power that can dominate the noise over the channel. So that is why signal to noise ratio plays important role for analog and digital communication, as well as its efficiency and bandwidth. When the signal is received by the receiver, the accuracy should be as high as possible. The third course outcome statements is to compare the advantage of various pulse modulation technique and analyze their system performances. And the fourth one deals with demonstrating signal representation. So this is one of the most important part of the course, that is how to represent the signal or signal constellation, because once the signal position is known, therefore we can describe the noise margin or noise cloud around the signal vector tip, so that the amount of noise that can contaminate the signal will have a prediction. So that is one way to check the communication system suitable for a certain area. Analyze various digital communication techniques, can compute the bit error performance and compare their advantages and limitations. So this is the last outcome, which is dealing with the efficiency of the digital communication system, in which the bit error rate as well as several types of error cases, that is type 1, type 2 errors, will be discussed here, so that students will be able to demonstrate such factors. There are 5 modules in this subject. The module 1 deals with the introduction, where the introductory concept of the communication system will be discussed, and thereafter the basic knowledge of the analog communication and digital communication and their correlation, that is interdependency of those two communication system over the timeline. And the second module deals with the random processes. The random process it deals with certain mathematical examples as well as principles, in which the statistical characterization of the signal will be analyzed. And the module 3 deals with the pulse modulation. The pulse modulation basically analog communication technique, and it is also the bridge between the analog and digital communication technique, because the pulse modulation produces pulses corresponding to instantaneous magnitude of the analog signal. Several categories of pulse modulation are also to be discussed in this module. And thereafter the module 4, which is signal vector representation. So if signal vector is properly represented, then we can predict the amount of noise that can contaminate a particular signal, whether the signal will withstand with respect to that noise or not. So all these things could be predicted. Digital modulation techniques will be discussed here, and differential pulse mode modulation to shift keying techniques, all these things will be discussed in the last module. The prerequisites of this analog and digital communication is the knowledge of signal vector representation, characteristics and of additive white Gaussian noise, geometric representation of signals, synthesizer and analyzer, signal vector, signal space, Euclidean space, etc. And this is the corresponding COPO mapping for the analog and digital communication. There are 5 course outcome statements which are related to the program outcome vertical with 3 different weightages. The first one is the highest weightage, numerically 3, medium weightage is 2, and the lowest weightage is 1. So why it is 3 given? Because program outcome 1, 2, 3 are the corresponding knowledges of engineering, as well as program outcome 10 and 11 deals with the communication and project management and finance. So in this case we are giving higher weightage to each of these course outcome mostly, and there is a low weightage are getting program outcome 5 and 6 because it is the theoretical subject in which the modern tool uses and engineer and society impact are less, and almost environment and sustainability, ethics, these are coming less to this subject. So depending on that, this COPO mapping has been introduced. The course objective of this analog and digital communication is to familiarize students with the fundamental of analog and digital communication systems, to provide students with tools for communication signal analysis, to familiarize students with various techniques for amplitude modulation and demodulation of analog signals, to develop the students' ability to determine the effects of receiver frequency and phase errors in synchronous modulation systems, to familiarize students with techniques for generating and demodulating narrow band and wide band frequency and phase modulated signals, to familiarize students with basic techniques for generating and demodulating pulse code modulated signals, to familiar. In this class, we will discuss about the minimum shift king modulator, demodulator, signal constellation of minimum shift king waveforms, and the error probability of MSK. The minimum shift king is nothing but the conversion of the quadrature phase shift king signal. In case of quadrature phase shift king signal, we already have seen that d bits are utilized. That means 2 number of successive bits are forming a symbol, and such symbol, if assigned phase shift king, then it is known as a quadrature phase shift king, because there are 4 number of symbols which are applied with phase shift king. So we already have seen that in such quadrature phase shift king, there are 2 type of phase shift king. One is the non-offset quadrature phase shift king, another is the offset quadrature phase shift king. But in this case, we already have seen that in case of non-offset quadrature phase shift king, the transition of 0 0 to 1 1 is possible, and in this case 2 number of bit transition will produce 90 plus 90 180 degree phase shift. Now such a abrupt phase shift is harmful for communication system because it produces unwanted spurious informations. That means it's a spectrum fluctuation which is producing enormous noise in the output power stage of the transformer. So in this case, we already have seen it could be minimized if we have a quadrature phase shift king with offset. That means if only 1 bit transition is allowed, that is from 0 0 to 1 1 is prohibited, but from 0 0 to 0 1 or 0 0 to 1 0, that is only 1 bit in 2 successive symbol. If there is a possibility introduced, then this is known as the offset phase shift keying. And in such offset phase shift keying, the 90-degree phase shift is the maximum phase shift which is occurring in case of symbol transition. That means for 180-degree phase shift, that means in case of non-offset QPSK, the disadvantage has been reduced to 90-degree phase shift. But still, there is a 1 bit change means 90-degree out of phase. It is not a smooth phase change from one symbol to another symbol because there is a abrupt phase change of 90-degree. So such abrupt phase change, though it is smaller compared to the non-offset QPSK, but still it is producing little amount of unwanted fluctuations, which are may produce, which are able to produce some amount of noise in the system. So therefore, quadrature phase shift keying is not a solution of removal of noise, which is occurring due to the abrupt binary transitions. We already have seen that in quadrature phase shift keying, no such noise removal technique is employed for such bit transition of 90 degree. So minimum shift keying is a technique which provides smooth transition of the binary information, and that produces the signal which is known as a shift keying signal, and it is a minimum shift keying because here the phase of the binary information is changing smoothly, because binary information has been converted into slopey sinusoidal nature. That means the positive bit duration is not a rectangular pulse, but it is a smooth rising and smooth falling signal, so that from 1 to 0 or 0 to 1 there is a smooth phase change in the signal. Therefore, minimum shift keying is a special form of binary continuous phase frequency shift keying, where the modulation index h is equal to 1 by 2. Substituting this value of h in the article, we can get the phase of the carrier in the interval of nt lesser or equal to t n plus 1 multiplied by t, as the phase information can be represented by 1 by 2 pi algebraic summation from minus infinity to plus infinity ik stands for the binary information, plus pi in q of t minus nt. So here the phase information is given by the equation, which is the conversion of the binary rectangular bit into smooth phase transition binary signal, so that when it is phase shift keying, then we are not getting the abrupt variation of the logical information. Now here the overall the signal, that means SIT, is given as a cos of 2 pi fit plus theta n minus 1 by 2n pi of minus 1 to the power I minus 1 for I equal to 1 and 2. The frequency separation delta f is equal to f2 minus f1, because whenever we are interested about such transition, we require to impose the bandwidth should be properly defined, because f2 minus f1 stands for the bandwidth, which is the average of the time period, that is t by 2. That is the necessary, it is the minimum necessary to ensure the orthogonality of the signal S1t and S2t over a signaling interval of length t. Hence, continuous phase frequency shift keying with h equal to 1 by 2 is called the minimum shift keying modulation. So, minimum shift keying modulation is produced by keeping in mind the objective is to reduce the abrupt phase variation present in the shift keying modulated signal. So it is the modification of the shift keying technique where not only normally binary bits are taking the advantage, but we can apply for A-Mary shift keying signals to take the advantage of minimum shift keying. So it is nothing but the modified phase shift keying signal. That means normally for binary phase shift keying, we have seen only 2 number of binary bits are employed, but when we are going for the quadrature phase shift keying, there are 4 number of binary bits are involved, and thereafter when we are going for the multiple number of bits producing symbol, that is the a-Mary phase shift king. But minimum shift king is not the direct relation of the phase shift king, but it is a phase shift king because the binary bit has been modified with smooth transitions. That means 0 to 1, 1 to 0, these transitions are very smooth, and that is why it is known as the minimum shift king. Now the not return to zero sequence is the binary representation which is having the highest possible magnitude excursion. For every shifting technique, we consider energetic sequence of the binary information. Why? Because it is more robust or more immune to noise. That is why our binary information is initially made robust, so that when it is traveling through the channel, it will face it will fight with it will fight more with the noise, so that it will not be degraded to zero. And there are DC wandering phenomena which is affecting energetic sequence. That means this is going down to zero, and such a difficulty faced by the binary information when it is passing through the channel may be avoided, because energetic sequences are more robust in nature, and they are applied to the multiplier, where the multiplier is also connected to the delayed version of the output differential encoder. So differential encoder is having a feedback loop which is feeding back the delayed version of the differentially encoded signal, and such a circuit produces the modified message which is multiplied with the carrier signal, and the carrier signal is having different frequency for different logic bits. So that is why it's a frequency modulator. But here the transitions are made smooth for the binary information, therefore we are getting the MSK signal at the output. And this is the typical representation of the demodulator. In the demodulator, IF filter is utilized. Now IF filter stands for the intermediate frequency filter. Intermediate frequency filter is also preceded by the mixer stages, in which the signal which is transmitted from the MSK modulator is being mixed with the carrier signal, which is almost closer to the carrier frequency of the transmitted signal. And if there is a difference between the carrier signal of the local oscillator and the modulated waveform which is intended to the receiver, then that difference frequency is being amplified by the IF filter. The purpose is that the modulated signal is being kept at the same nature. That is, the modulated signal nature has not been changed, but the carrier frequency has been decreased by the difference of the carrier signal and the local oscillator carrier signal and the modulated carrier signal. So here the intermediate frequency filter amplifies that difference frequency carrier signal. So therefore we are reducing the carrier frequency, but the nature of the modulated signal remains same, and that signal is delayed and applied to the 90-degree phase shifter, and the output applying the two-path signals to the multiplier, and thereafter the zonal low pass filter is present, which is low pass filtering the multiplied signal. So it will omit the higher frequency component and it will pass the lower frequency component, and that will be fed to the sample and hold circuit for the decision in favor of logic 0 or logic 1. The received signal RT may be expressed as RT is equal to square root 2p multiplied by AT, which is the envelope of the modulated signal, and multiplied by cos of omega 0 t plus phi t plus nt. So the noise nt can be expressed using quadrature representation of noise by nt equal to nc into cos of omega 0 t plus phi t minus nst sine of omega 0 plus phi t. So RT equal to uh, there is small rt is equal to rt of cos of omega 0 t plus phi t plus eta t is representing the demodulated signal, and here there is a receipt signal, and that is there is capital RT represents the envelope of the signal from which we are finding out the phase content is represented by eta. So therefore we can reduce the noise and find out the information from this modulated from this received signal. Welcome to digital analog and digital communication subject. Here we are discussing about the digital modulation technique. This is module 5. Today we will discuss